Good evening, chiefs, instructors, firefighters, family, friends, citizens of Lexington County, and my fellow graduates. Day one, when we walked in, they asked for volunteers to be the class leader. A few of us stood in front of the class, gave a brief history of who we are, and I said, I don't want to be class leader. I'll do it, but I don't want to do it. I'm 36 years old, I have prior military experience. I knew day one that the class leader is going to be the person that's going to catch all the smoke when things go wrong. I wasn't interested in making my life harder than it needed to be, with so many other things to focus on with such a challenging program. But I also knew that the odds of me staying class leader throughout the program weren't high. Over the last few years, the person that started out as class leader was not the class leader in the class. So if I got it out of the way early, things would inevitably go wrong, people would mess up, they would need to make an example out of somebody, and that somebody would be the class leader, so they would replace me. That would allow me to move through the rest of the program without interruption, so I could focus on passing my tests, learning the skills without any extra headaches. Most importantly, it would get me out of doing what I really didn't want to do, which is make a speech at graduation. All that being said, looking back on it now, despite my best efforts to outsmart the system, I'm very thankful for the opportunity I had as the class leader. This is a solid group of men beside me. For the most part, they made my job easy. For the most part. Whoever these men are to you, sons, brothers, husbands, they've endured a lot over the past few months. I think most of us expected it to be physically challenging. I don't think many of us expected the academic material to be as rigorous as it was, but everyone rose to the challenge. There's a beauty to doing really challenging things in life, things you aren't sure that you can do. Part of the allure of those challenges is that you can quit at any time. Nobody forced us to be here. It's not always enjoyable. You're tired and drenched in sweat by 9 a.m. most mornings. But for whatever reason, for some people, they refuse to quit. We all had times where we failed a test or failed a skill and had to go restudy or retrain on something, but we showed back up and got the job done. That's a mindset you can't teach to everybody, but these men beside me have. The recruit program pushed us physically, mentally, and emotionally. We were tested when we were tired, when we were frustrated, and when quitting would have been easier. We had about 5.5 months of hard training and still have 6 more months of probation. I often joke with the guys that the Army sent me to war with less training than it takes to become a Lexington County firefighter, but it speaks to the thoroughness of the program and the instructor's dedication to making sure we're ready to provide the best service we can to Lexington County while keeping ourselves and those around us safe. Every evolution, every drill, every long day was designed for one purpose: to prepare us for moments when someone else is having the worst day of their life. To my class, my brothers, never forget your responsibility to be ready in those moments. Never stop training and stay committed to the craft. To our chiefs, instructors, and staff, thank you. You demanded excellence because lives depend on it. You corrected us when we were wrong, pushed us when we doubted ourselves, and held us to a standard that reflects the responsibility of the profession. We are better because of you. Thank you for setting the example. To our families and loved ones, thank you as well. You supported us through early mornings, late nights, missed events, sore bodies, and exhausted minds. Your patience and belief in us carried us farther than you know. To my dad, thank you for teaching me to be a man and instilling in me a work ethic that will not be beaten by many. To my wife, 18 years of marriage is a lot of years to be putting up with my shenanigans. Thank you for always being supportive, even when I decide I'm going to retire from my perfectly good job with free health care and take a pay cut in pursuit of something more meaningful. To my children, pursue excellence. Be diligent in whatever work you put your hands to and have faith. It will see you through. Finally, to the citizens of Lexington County, thank you for supporting the fire service and giving us the opportunity to serve you. When you need us, we'll be ready. Thank you.